gotta be my imagination.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an invasion.
DJ Skinny.
They not for rap.
Let's go. Respect the DJ.
Slippin' Slide DJ.
Gotta be my imagination.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an invasion.
Man, they not for around here.
I think it's an
Block
invasion.
stars.
Greetings, Earthlings, this is my introduction. They say greatness doesn't come overnight, so I'm not rushing. Spaced out swag, best believe I'm paper touching. Super stupid flow, and you bitches can't tell them nothing. UFO, uniquely flying, outstanding. All I speak is cash, I see why you don't understand. UFO, uniquely flying, outstanding. All I speak is cash, I see why you don't understand me. Got a sense for drama, so I always keep the cannon. This is the invasion, so watch out for our landing. Standing tall, never too far. Spring and summer fashion, bro, I get it in the fall. Y'all about to start hating, and I don't mind at all. I'm a thriller like MJ, and my flow is off the wall.
Who that?
Who they?
They're not from around
It's
here.
gotta be my imagination.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an
I
invasion.
think it's an invasion.
They not from around here.
I think it's an invasion. Who that?
Who they?
They're not from around
It's
here.
gotta be my imagination.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an invasion.
Man, they not from around here.
I think it's an invasion. Greetings, Earthlings. I am Wallow. I am Wallow. I am Wallow. I live life like there's no tomorrow. Chris King, KGNOOB. What homes you ain't know? We're UFO. Cargo, khakis, polos, and fresh kicks. That's the definition of what the cargo kids is. SOS, yes, spaced out swagger. I never do anything right, I'm backwards. I'm so galactic, so erratic. You niggas on my old swag, you can have it. The world is mine and your girl is too. So do us a favor, make room for the crew. Wow. Who that?
Who they?
They're not from around
It's
here.
gotta be my imagination.
I think it's an invasion.
I think it's an
I
invasion.
think it's an invasion.
They not from around here.
I think it's an invasion. Who that?
What up, what up, what up? WhoDat Podcast Season 2,
Whoop, whoop.
Episode 2. How's everybody doing? Hello, world.
Wonderful. Hello. How are you?
You see this new? Look at this new thing we got going here, y'all. Look at this. Got the dreads.
I dare ya. I've been waiting on some hate comments all day.
Right, right. And Josh has joined us today. How you doing, Josh?
Living the dream, my friend. Living the dream.
Yeah. We've got a lot of stuff going on this week with politics, so I've asked Josh to come in and kind of, do the damn thing with us and break all this craziness down, and so I guess we'll just lead into the data load. The data load is the section where we unload the new topics, what's going on for the week. We're gonna load you guys with some data, so we're gonna load into the data load. So I guess let's just start from the jump with the politics, man.
Well, we had a primary in Iowa.
Yeah.
Crap show that turned out to be.
Right.
But it gave us two front runners. We got Mayor Pete, Bernie, starting out strong. Figured Mayor Pete would be because, Indiana, Iowa, that's all backyards kind of stuff.
Right.
So if anybody know about it, I think the Midwestern, and Mayor Pete's starting to pick up, a little. He's becoming the front runner to the moderates.
Right.
Because he doesn't have the same, I guess, baggage that Joe Biden is coming out to have.
Right.
But it's one state out of 50, so we'll see.
So wait a minute. So Bernie didn't win that?
That is the big debate.
Right,
Because
that's
of
what
the
I
whole
saw.
hat thing, because I seen the count, and it was like 13 to 12 delegates.
Right.
And so we're going to see how that goes. I mean, Bernie may have got the popular,
Right.
but it goes back to that whole wonderful system, delegates versus popular.
Right. So okay. What about, they said Pete did not get a single black vote.
Well, that's going to be the issue, because once you get out of the white states, which are probably going to be your first few states, because next is New Hampshire, and Bernie's probably going to win New Hampshire pretty solidly,
Right.
because that's it. That's Bernie territory.
Right.
Elizabeth Warren will probably have a good outing because, being Massachusetts, that New England area is going to hold it on,
Right.
but not a lot of black votes in New Hampshire.
Right.
So once again, you're going to see that same thing. We won't really see the change till they start getting to the South, like South
Right.
Carolina.
Okay.
And that could change up everything because of the fact, like, whole different culture or demographic.
So why do you think he didn't get any black votes? Like, what do you think how did he miss that demographic?
The news has not been kind to South Bend's police department over the past year, 2 years.
Right.
They're that classic issue where police officers either little police brutality or a shooting. Well, Mayor Pete, unlike the other candidates, has a direct control because he's a mayor of a city.
Right.
And if his city's not having good relations between the African American community and the police department,
Right.
that's on Mayor Pete versus a senator from Vermont.
Right. Right. Wow. Okay. What else do we have in politics?
We had Trump was acquitted.
Yes.
Exactly how we thought it would happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But for us here in the wonderful state of Tennessee, I think it's like March 3rd, I'll get back to you, is going to be our primary.
Right.
And it's important for us because, of course, we got the presidential primary. Well, we have a senator up. And I think you'll choose, I can't remember the rules. I think you will choose either Democrat or Republican. You'll vote in your Senate primary for whoever's going to be running for the United States Senate for the state of Tennessee.
Right. And who's your vote?
Well, that's the whole thing. They haven't been very generous with some of the information they've given us
I've
over the
noticed that.
candidates.
When I checked in with you before, you're like, there's not a lot of information here. So
I will get back to you on that because I want to research. I don't want to say I'm going to lean blue, but the one or two Republicans I've heard talk, I'm just like, that sounds like another person that's basically, if Trump gets reelected, he's just going to do the bidding.
Right.
And it's like, I don't want a senator, whether he's Democrat or Republican, that's just going to be a yes man.
Right. To the party.
Yes man to the office.
Right. Okay. All right. How'd you feel about the Pelosi Act? Which was tearing the speech up.
Well,
classy, not classy. Where are we leaning on that?
if you're in a room and the main person talking is spewing unadulterated bullshit, and it just gets to you. The fact it's like, he hasn't really told one truth. And you look at the whole thing, it's like, well, you can't really pop him in the head.
Right,
so you do
while
the
he's
next
talking.
best. So,
Yeah.
But you also have the fact that he slid her right off the bat. I think she offered to shake hands with him.
Yeah.
And by calling her acts childish, is ignoring everything that this man's done.
Right. Yeah.
But I think she handled it as best she could.
Right. Okay. Now, what would you say to the people that says she isn't? What would you say to, the supporters that feel, they wholeheartedly believe everything that's being said?
Well, that's the problem. Like, when you get, and this is the issue, I don't believe if you want to be informed, you can get your news from one source. Because there are a group of people, Fox News is the only source they will go to.
Yeah.
There's the counterpart that they only go to CNN.
Right.
Well, the problem is some of these places have in their mind who benefits them most to be in the White House, to be in the Senate.
Right.
I would say now, because of the information that we have access to, it really helps to just do your research.
What would you say is the best non-biased source for political news then?
Well, that's the problem. They're all biased some way.
Yeah, in some form.
Podcasts can be informative.
Yeah.
I like some of the stuff that I like and I enjoy is when time somebody like Joe Rogan or somebody like that really doesn't have a dog in the hunt.
Right.
just
A non-biased source.
I mean, he's liberal, but he also has the tendency to talk to the other side.
Right. And that's kind of what I'd want to do, but I have to find a good source that isn't just slurping the Kool-Aid. That, you know, I'd like to find a good Republican that come on here that can really feed us some information from their side, because both sides have their pros and cons. You know what I mean? So
They have party lines.
yeah,
And, like, in all honesty, sometimes the best place for information is completely outside.
Right.
Such as, sometimes time to time, you could get, like, Al Jazeera will give you a good news story
right.
because they're not really a American outlet. Or BBC will give you a better view on something,
Yeah,
and then what we do, because we have the slanted view.
yeah, we're definitely biased. And
Well, if you go to the Young Turks, it's far left.
oh yeah, young
Yeah, I mean,
young
just,
Turks, yes.
but you can find their counterpart on the right has like 20 sources that do the same thing they do that are way right.
Right. That's true.
And then you have these little intermediates where, like, CNN is more centrist Democrats.
Right.
They're not a big fan of the Bernies and stuff like of that nature. So they're not going
They're
to
the
give
Bidens.
you. Yeah, they love Joe.
Yeah. So, now with that, we need to get into a little bit. When are these elections that you were just speaking of?
Like I said, New Hampshire's coming right up, so that'll be it might be sometime this week, because they just had a debate and it went exactly the way a lot of people thought it would be, which is Bernie and Pete are front runners. Who are we going to attack? Bernie and Pete.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we'll have New Hampshire, and I think it might be Nevada coming up.
You think Bernie stands a chance?
Bernie has a chance to pull the top 4.
Okay.
Now, what's going to hurt Bernie is, and this is the crazy part, Bernie doesn't have a good record with the African American community either voting his way.
And you know, hold on, let me jump in there. That's because Bernie said he wasn't going to push for reparations, which to me is so, like, it's so minute. Like, why would you judge a guy just because he's not pushing for reparations? Maybe he knows that's a battle that he could waste 4 years trying to win. And there's other things that he can waste 90 days winning. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I feel like Bernie knows that's something he just can't get done. So why waste the energy?
I think the best way to get something done in the poorer communities, which sometimes struggle with Bernie, is the fact the free education and the free health care, which, don't get me wrong, the taxes will go up. There's no way around it, because if you want nice things, you got to pay for them.
Right.
But those two things alone will be able to help people get to the forefront of not having to go $50,000-$60,000 in debt for education, and heaven help you if you have a medical condition.
Right.
Yeah, I went to the emergency room when I was having problems breathing, and it came back as being out of network, which that's a whole battle on its own. But it's $3,000. They gave me 2 breathing treatments, cough medicine, and did an x-ray of my chest.
Wow.
Done.
Which they should pay you for that, huh?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Pay me.
Well, there was a wonderful debate Congressman from Ohio, Jim Jordan, had with a guy from, I think he's Canadian natural, but he lives in U.S. now. Right. And they were arguing about how everybody comes to the United States to get our health care. And the guy pointed out, it's like, that is actually a bold-faced lie. Why would you go spend hundreds of $1,000s to get a treatment? Now, if you need an MRI and you have the money in pocket, yes, you can go to the United States, go ahead and get that done. But a serious treatment, you're not going to come here to get it done because you can't afford it.
Right.
Because I can only imagine, if you look, a few $100,000 for cancer treatment.
Right.
There is no alternative. I mean, you get it done or you don't.
Right.
Having a baby, I can imagine how much that is. What, $30,000, $40,000?
It ranges, from 30 to 40, because I was watching a video where the guy had run the numbers, and he was walking around the UK, and he was like, so in the US, how much do you think it is for, this or this? And one of them that surprised the hell out of me was evidently in the U.S. you have to pay an extra, I think it was $35 or $40 to hold your baby
Oh yeah, I saw that.
after a C-section.
They charge you that skin to skin fee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I just carried this baby for 9 months. You just cut it out of me,
Right.
placed my organs next to me, and you're gonna go, nah, you gotta give me money and I'll put the baby on your
Right.
chest.
That's
and
gonna
all
cost
that.
you. I'm gonna have to get that baby back. So
But I mean, and people go into debt for this. And the bad part is, there's some jobs that don't even give maternity leave along with that.
yeah.
I mean, but like in the case of somebody like Bernie, who believes in this, right?
Right.
It's like this benefits you so much more than anything else. Any group of community should look at the fact it's like being healthy should not be a bankruptcy causing event.
Right. And I mean, even beyond that, even to eat healthy is substantially
So expensive.
Yes, than to just, those dollar hamburgers. I mean, if you're poor and you live in paycheck to paycheck, sometimes that dollar menu is the only way you eat. You know, and
Well, if you look at it, you buy a large bag of chips and you make ham sandwiches for a week. You're probably spending maybe $20 for
Right.
that, versus like maybe $10 to $15 a day. It's like it's not good for you, but at the same time, when you have to start making cuts and you look at your budget and you're in the red before you even put gas in your car.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand.
Well,
It's crazy. Sorry. So
Well, it's like, Marzak got voted out for not having all the taxes right. And you look on your face, you look like you hadn't heard of that.
no, I don't. Go ahead.
Okay, so Dr. Marzak over the schools
Right.
got voted out because he did not do the taxes and was not taking out money like he was supposed to.
Right.
And on top of that, he was like, the way that he was hiring people, he wasn't supposed to. Like, he was hiring from out of the county and bringing them in because, not necessarily that it was a better fit, but he was friends with these people. So it was kind of like a different version of nepotism.
Right.
And then on top of that, so in the school system, so if you have this degree and you teach this grade, this is how much you're supposed to make.
Right.
If you have this degree, they have a pay list of this is where you make your money. This is it.
Right.
And he was going, well, if you come and you take this position for me, how about I give you this much money? And was completely just threw that list out the
Oh
water.
wow, it was going out of budget to
Yes.
to accommodate things.
And then on top of that, now a lot of teachers in Murray County, which it may not be a lot, but talking about spend $20 and it feeds you for a week. A lot of the teachers are having to miss 15 extra bucks out of paychecks.
Right.
And that could be a meal. You go to the grocery store, you get a box of cereal, a little thing of milk, and that's your breakfast for 2 weeks that would last you.
Right. So I'm glad you brought that up because we are this year going to do we did a calendar that we released this year for the firefighters, but we're going to do a calendar also. We're going to shoot it this year, release it next year it's going to be for education, but I think we're going to lean it more towards paying lunch debts and making sure, but generating these things, it's the donation is going to be, $300, $400 maybe, you know what I mean? So we got to make sure that's where we're at with the other calendar right now. So we got to make sure these calendars sell so we can go ahead and, get these checks to these people. I'll probably cut the check for the fire department in the summer or in the fall just to make sure we've sold enough then. So it is coming. Don't think it's not coming. So, but we're going to do one for education. It's going to be geek themed. So if anybody that models that would be able to do some pinup for proceeds, have them contact us. But that's going to go towards education and lunch debts. So yeah, there's that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. To go off of that, don't forget, what was it? Episode 1.
Yeah.
We talked about if y'all want to get into it, and you don't necessarily want to, you know, it's not sometimes comfortable to talk to a guy about being like, I want to get naked in front of the camera and take pictures of me. Y'all can message me and be like, hey, I want to be a part of it, whatever. It's like I said, I'm going to be a part of it too. I'm going to be down dirty with you. So I'm not going to ask y'all to do something that I wouldn't do.
Exactly. So, but yeah, nobody's naked though. The last one wasn't naked. We had some people that were like implied nude with like the suspenders over their nipples and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it. We're not doing any nudity. I think it's harder to sell nude calendars than it would be just sexy pinup.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't put nudes up in your work office.
Right. So I think for the most part, this, depending on where you work, this calendar's pretty work friendly. But you know, discretion. I wouldn't put it up in your schools.
No.
So this is for the nerd guy in his nerd office, and we do a photo book too. It's like a poster book, and it's like, you know, 12 posters on one book, and you get tired of looking at this chick. Oh, let's go to the next chick. Oh, I like that other chick better. I'm flipping it right back, you know. So they're pretty big too. I was someone had sent me some videos of them, and they were a good. They're like this, like that.
Yeah, I saw the one that B, wherever you are.
Yeah, Brandon.
Put on his Instagram story, flipping through it, showing how big it was.
It was big. I was like, oh shit, you know.
I was impressed with the size.
Yes.
It was extremely large.
Yeah. And what I liked about that is, you know, it looked real good too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The logo on the front looked good. The prints looked good. So I was very, very happy with that. I should have probably got some samples first, but I was trying to get it out there, and they were the best company to go with. So,
yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else you got for us though, Josh?
Well, let's see. Going over that, besides, once again, pushing for the fact that I believe in March is our primary.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I want to definitely preach for.
Yeah.
It's find out who you like and go vote. I mean, it's your right.
And what position are we voting for there? Just to let them know what all.
As far as the main two for Tennessee in March will be the presidential, the Democratic primary.
Right.
And also, I believe, the Democratic and Republic Senate primary.
Okay.
To find out who will be running for us in November.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's see. What else did we have on? You had something, Rachel, that you really wanted to discuss.
Oh, blood pressure. It's already gone through the roof now. So it is going through the state right now. Actually, let me pull it up so I don't misquote it. But the state of Tennessee is going through right now to pretty much make it to where if you don't have a license for certain jobs, then guess what? You just sign a waiver that states, you know, whoever chooses to go to you isn't responsible for this if something happens.
Right.
And you get to do it. Example, one that I'm very passionate about, very upset about, is cosmetology. So you're going to go and to a kitchen wizard, because that's what I'm going to call them. For
Kitchen wizards?
Yes, kitchen wizards.
Okay.
And get your hair burn off. You're going to pay them money, or what's even worse is you're going to go to the salon, pay money for somebody that doesn't have a license. You're going to get, you know, 3rd degree burns, possible infections. People aren't going to know how to clean their tools and equipment correct.
Right.
And then guess what? You're going to have to go pay more money to have it fixed.
Right.
And color corrections ain't cheap, because guess what? Y'all come to me and y'all going to be paying like
25% upcharge.
Yeah,
if you got to the kitchen.
You're gonna be paying $250 right off the bat just to attempt to fix your hair.
Right.
And it's not just cosmetology either. It's tattoo artists.
Oh wow.
It's body piercers.
Dealing with bloodborne pathogens.
Yes, and for y'all that don't know, or maybe just coming around, I worked in a tattoo shop for 4 years, 4 years, and. Like, you know how many people would come in that had gone to people that more kitchen wizards here. Yeah. And just coming in with like, now, am I on this side now?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You keep going.
That were just tore up, had staph infection, nasty, because
Right.
they're reusing needles. They're not wiping down their tattoo machines after they get done. They're not holding their bottle of ink, away from stuff that's already been used if they need to refill, their ink cap. Like, who in their right mind thinks that this is a good idea? And actually, when I put on Facebook earlier, it was, so now you can get your hair, I think it was like your tattoo or piercing or something like that. And they're including accountants in this. Like, you no longer have to have an accounting degree. You just can do
People's books and money.
Yes. So
And that
your
waiver,
whole life is going to be fucked up.
if that waiver is ironclad, you cannot be held accountable for all kind of things. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, you could really...
Well, it's like when I get my taxes done, I go to a tax professional because I know I can't do it. And
Right.
the whole thing is the license is very important because it screams this person was certified by the state that they know what they're doing.
Right.
That means that IRS is not going to come knock on my door and go, hey, you owe me 3 years worth of back tax.
Right. So, and I want to lead this into our what if section. All right. And I haven't even told you guys this, but I just want to lead it into what if.
Oh, okay.
So, what if this bill applied to medical professionals? What if you could go get backdoor boob jobs? Shit, like, what if I was like, man, my stomach hurts. I'm going to go down to so-and-so down the street and get, you know what I mean?
Well, it does apply something else, in all honesty. This is going to be the situation if they do ever ban abortions. This very problem could be the whole thing where they're not going to be certified to do it.
Right.
It'll be
just sign
backdoor-
this waiver
Yeah.
and get this backdoor abortion.
Well, not even sign a waiver. I mean, because theoretically you'll be committed a crime.
Yeah. That
And
is
there
true.
will be
That is
no
true.
safety and no accountability. That
Yeah.
creates a problem all to itself.
Right. So I just, if you could get tattoos and piercings with the bloodborne, like, what stops people from being like, oh, I need this cyst removed. I'm going to do it in my living room. Oh, yeah, I practice medical. I didn't get my degree, but I got it. I got this.
Yeah,
And then, look, you lay down on the table. Picture this shit. You lay down on the table. They put the anesthesia in you. You start to fade out, and they bring up a YouTube video right before you fade out. You're like, wait, oh.
Well,
Or you hear what's even worse is, this doesn't look anything like that frog I dissected in 8th grade.
Right. Ooh, this is different.
Well, there was a movie, I think HBO made it many years ago, talking about when breast implants officially became a true procedure. Like, the beforehand where they would put anything from like the stuff that you'd find in like car seats and stuff like that as a material before there was a safe before it was actually regulated and agreed upon being safe of the silicone and stuff like that.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, they're feeling kind of itchy, and then man, you gotta put some leather conditioner.
Or you're
That'd be
like,
awful.
is that a lump? Do I have breast cancer, or did my phone push up again?
Yeah, right. Oh.
If I can find the name of it, I'll give you the name of the movie. But it was talking about the early days of it.
Right. Wow. I couldn't imagine. But then, okay, flip side of it all. What if you found somebody that was an excellent medical professional that worked out of their homes? Can you imagine the price cut? Like, that's like finding a hot TV. You know what I mean?
Well, there's another part you could look at too. Like those license and stuff that agree. People don't experiment on human beings because they're afraid they'll lose their medical license. If there's no longer a fear of it.
Yes, they'll have all kind of, hey, bro, I need you to add that arm over here, man. It really helped me on my assembly line job, So,
But that's the thing, is that they're getting rid of the whole license things because evidently it's getting in the way of people becoming employed. But it's helping people. It's saving people's lives here.
right.
Oh, another thing that was included is housing contractors.
Oh.
Yes. Please let me build your house. I have never touched a nail and a hammer, but I will build you this beautiful mansion.
Right. And here, the crazy thing about it is, we live in a day and time where it is some of the easiest ways to get, like college is free now for most people. So, like, why are we getting rid of the need for these educational practices, you know?
It allows, I think, in some ways, you to make the argument, why do colleges need to be free? Because it's a waste of time. That person's going 8 years, and we have to pay $200,000 for him to be a doctor or whatever. Well, Joe over here, he has a good understanding how those books are. Granted, a doctor never talked to him.
Right.
Or explained to what he's doing, but Joe's read those books. He can perform open heart surgery, and it didn't cost us $200,000.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a scary thought.
It is. I've got a neighbor that had to leave the country to get some medical practices that we didn't do here. I don't know exactly what he did, but the idea he had to leave says a lot, you know?
Well, some of it, a lot of the stuff that is very finicky is like the stem cells.
Yeah. Okay.
On where they allow the stem cells to come from.
Right.
So some countries are a little more liberal than we are.
Right. So, but yeah. So when do they put this through? Have they put it through? Do you know?
The last time I checked, both the bills, because there's two separate, I think, that say pretty much the same thing. They are going through second rounds right now of being approved.
Oh, wow.
Well, we do have something that's interesting about that, though. Bill Lee is our governor.
Yeah.
And he depends on the fact of license because if he's a Lee Company guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, it would be easy to say veto it because no, we don't want people not to have license because my business depends on having a license.
Exactly.
Right. So let me turn that down, guys. Yeah. So what about, did they ever pass any of the marijuana laws they were talking about?
I don't think they made them through. I think that
Yeah.
they didn't have enough support.
What? Y'all don't want to make money? Y'all don't want to make money?
Well, it's the Bible. We're in the Bible Belt. It takes us forever to.
But come on now, Tennessee got some greedy ass folks. Look at the prices of rent in Nashville. Fuck that. Look at the prices of rent in Columbia. Okay, we got some greedy ass folks.
Yeah.
They don't want to make money. You don't want to make.
Well,
money?
we also make whiskey, so we don't want people to get away from the alcohol thing. Because
That is true. I didn't think about that. We
have
make whiskey.
Jack Daniels, George Dickel.
We've got the Smoky Mountain Distillery.
Yeah,
in
the
Gatlinburg.
moonshine.
Yeah.
Moonshine. Yeah.
Well, here's the issue. They moonshine. Well, I'm sure the true would say that. Well, that tastes like bat piss.
It does. I am not a fan of that moonshine. I'd much rather go to Billy Bob down in Pulaski and get my moonshine than go drink that shit. That shit
man
is
needs
awful.
a license for alcohol.
Right. No, he doesn't. He doesn't need a license. All he needs is a waiver. All he needs is a waiver. Sign this waiver. Buy my shit. If you get sick, it doesn't fucking matter. You
Well, I
sign
mean,
a waiver.
well, the thing about it, especially something like that, you have the stuff called gut rot.
Yeah.
Just one of the reasons moonshine's illegal, besides the fact that they're not paying taxes on it. That's the only reason we really care about it. Is like you get hold of some gut rot or something like that and strike you blind.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like, yeah, we don't want that stuff. We don't want you to drink that.
Right.
Now, I did hear, and of course, I've had a lot to drink and stuff since I was in high school. But I remember a teacher telling me that it was legal to make moonshine as long as you didn't make over a certain quantity of it. Like there's a limit on how much you can make. And then after that, it becomes illegal.
Any of the listeners know that? Y'all want to look that up for us?
That would make sense because you wouldn't have to tax what you make yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and really, you don't have to tax. I think it's if you make over $6,000, that's when you have to start doing taxes.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're making it, selling it for like $25 a jar.
Well, the funniest
Just
part is how
saying.
they've always caught moonshiners.
Yeah.
It's sugar. However much sugar you're buying can give away what you're doing with it. So if you're buying 100 pounds of sugar and they're paying attention to it, what are you doing with that?
Right. Right.
How they stopped the making of meth or tried to stop the making of meth is nothing
Yeah.
new. They've been using that same tactic forever.
Yeah, what is it, the Sudafed?
Yeah.
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 Oh, we had some people. Michael King says, "What's up, y'all?" Dustin Risley, hello. Sorry, guys. This is the watch party. We don't watch it most. We just go to, "What's up, fellas?" Brandon Ziegler, "What's up?" So, yeah, hey, guys. My bad.
Thank you, Michael, for being the one person that said y'all, and
Y'all.
everybody else was like, guys.
Wait, that's our feminist comment for the day. Okay. There it is.
Well, you guys versus y'all. That is a regional thing through and through. I always love, it's like, you could tell somebody's like, I know you're from the north. How? You guys. Because once you get here, hey, y'all.
Yeah.
What are y'all
Ewans
doing?
Or Ewans.
Yeah, oh, God.
Or pop.
Yeah.
Pop. Pop.
Pop soda or the generic wonderful Coke.
Yeah, see, okay, here's my thing about that. A motherfucker asked me, "You want some Coke?" The one, are you snorting or you drinking it, first off? But, like, I don't want to be like, "Yeah, sure, give me some Coke," and, like, I end up with a mellow yellow. Like, if I want a Coke, give me a Coke. I totally approve pop. I totally approve soda. I totally approve cold drink. But you can't call all soda Coke. You can't do it. I disagree.
But here's my thing, too, is born and bred down here, I don't, like, I just say, what do y'all want to drink?
Yeah.
Like,
When he texts me for the Super Bowl, he was like, "I'm going to pick up some Coke. I'm getting Pepsi, Mellow Yellow, Dr. Pepper." I was like, dude, don't buy Coke and Pepsi. Don't waste your money on Coke and Pepsi. And he was like, "No, I'm bringing Pepsi." It is, no.
I feel bad because, once again, I'm one of those ones that use the generic
Coke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bringing Coke. And then somebody who likes Coca-Cola looks in there, it's like,
For us, that's the equivalent of me being like, "Hey, you want some steak?" And you're like, "Yeah," and I bring you chicken. And it's all, you know what I mean? It's meat. It's meat. It's kind of meat. You know, I brought you chicken. That's the way it feels to me for Coke. Somebody offered me Coke.
that reminds me of the horrible thing my mother would tell me when I was a kid. Well, we're having fish. You get fish sticks. It's like,
Yeah. What do you want for dinner? Chicken. You know, are we frying it? Are we baking it? Are we rotisserieing this shit? Like, what are we doing with this shit, you know? So,
is this the dinosaur nuggets?
oh, yeah. You know, I haven't brought chicken nuggets in my, because when I was married, we had 4 little ones in here, you know? So we stocked up on chicken nuggets because some nights, that's all they would eat.
Yeah.
But since my divorce, I have not brought any chicken nuggets in this house. None. And I miss the Tyson ones, like the Buffalo Bite ones. Those motherfuckers are good.
Nah, the best chicken nuggets, hands down, ever, are the little O-rings.
The O-rings?
That they used to sell in, like, school lunches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
It always blew me away talking about like the chicken stuff. Schools would have the best chicken sandwiches, and all they needed was a piece of cheese and like a tomato.
Yeah.
And it was the
Yes.
best tasting.
I miss the school pizza, the squares, man. I don't know. Did they have the squares when you were in school?
Yes.
Okay, I knew there was a little age
And they
gap
had the
between them.
Tonys, the little prepackaged.
The round ones?
Yes.
They were okay, but them square ones with some ranch, fire.
The breakfast pizza.
The breakfast pizza was dope too. It was dope too. So I fucked with that. I didn't get the Tony's until I was like, my middle school served the round Tony's pizza.
Central did in high school.
Did they?
So that's when I got it.
Okay, yeah.
But I had the square pizza in, anywhere else.
Love that shit. Hated it while I was there. Miss it now. Shit.
Oh, and Crispitos. I don't think public school had. Well, did y'all have the?
Wait, you didn't go to public school?
I did. I
Okay.
graduated from Central, but there was a time period where I went to a public or private school. I won't name names here.
Okay.
But they had Crispitos, and that was the first time that I ever heard of them. Whatever, and I was
just
like,
know from the gas stations.
What are Crispitos? I don't even know what this shit is.
Crispitos, like he just said, they sell them at a gas station.
Yeah.
But they're like little burrito type deals. They're only about that long and they're about that wide, and they
Okay.
come in like chili, and I don't think they even have real beef in them.
no.
But it's all chicken, but it tastes like
Okay.
a chili type deal.
And the other one is
The
chicken and cheese, which is the
Okay.
best one.
No?
I can't do them.
Oh, okay.
Something about that texture,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Well, comes from one of the greatest food achievements ever, in my opinion, is bowling alley nachos. Nobody else can pull it off. I don't know what it is. I guess maybe it's stale cheese or something like that.
I don't know. You know, the bowling alley here has pretty decent food, though.
I seen the menu. Well, I hadn't been there for years. I just remember how lousy it was back when it was.
It's amazing now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they've got an actual like full-on arcade, laser tag. If you haven't been to 10 Pin, you are cheating the fuck out of your children. Okay, like take your children to 10 Pin. If you live in Columbia and you need something to do on a Saturday night, take them babies to 10 Pin and have your ass a good ass time. You're gonna spend about $250. I do, but that's what it's gonna take. You're gonna give them, if you got more than one kid, you're gonna give them $20 on a card. And before you can get your beer from the bar, they're going to be done spent that. And they're going to be asking you to re-up them cards. Then you let them go do the laser tag. Yep. And it's $12 a head, I think, for laser
Something
tag.
like that.
Yeah. And then go bowling. While you're bowling, order your fucking pizza, because the pizza's fabulous there. Get your pizza. They'll eat. Take them home. Sleep good. Good night, y'all.
Well, I noticed something new that bowling alleys apparently, I say new, like I said, it'd been forever.
Yeah.
Is now you can rent time versus pay for games.
Right.
Because I also, before I went to the one in Columbia, I went to one down in Huntsville. And they were like, well, do you want the 1, the 2, or the 3, like 3-hour package? And they were explaining. And I'm just like, you do it by this instead of game?
Right.
But when we come here, they also offered the 1 hour, the 2 hour.
Right.
And that is so much better than bowling per game.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
it depends on how many people you got. Go ahead.
Well, the one that was down here, they used to do the midnight bowling.
Yeah, cyber bowling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it used to be like you would just pay and you could bowl from when it started until midnight when they shut it down. I think you just got to have it until then.
Do y'all remember Parkway? The one that was on North?
Yes, I got attacked by a neo-Nazi at Parkway when I was in high school.
Well, this is a horrible for me to bring up. But
I did.
They used to close at 2 o'clock, and you could go in at 11 because when I worked at a certain place, we all go there after we get off work. And it was like maybe $10, $15 from 11 to closing. And you're just like, okay, paying for the shoes, go in, heck of a time.
Right.
But you're talking about food that surprised me. I went to the comedy club up in Nashville, Zany's. The menu they had, because you pay for a ticket and then they tell you got to buy 2 items.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, I was thinking, okay, it's alcohol only.
Right.
Well, you start seeing the menu, it's like, oh, well, this is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Another place that's upgraded food is the movie theater in Cool Springs.
Yeah.
You got dinner and a movie up there now.
I was seeing that earlier because who was it posted? Ben. I think it was Ben. Ben went and he was taking pictures of him reclined in the seats.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the theaters now do alcohol, which is...
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, they've been doing these practices up north forever.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah. Like, when they come here and they're like, oh, you can't buy liquor at the gas station? They're appalled. You know what I mean? I can't get this at the gas station.
There's I don't know how it's went, but Taco Bell was actually supposed to start introducing beer
and margaritas.
Yeah, margaritas. Yep. I think they were starting their Midwestern store because in the U.S., the way I understand, like Kansas and stuff, that's where all of your new practices happen. They test them on those people out there just because they really don't have anything else to do,
right?
So they can see what they, how it does there, and then they expand it,
right?
Because I think that was the case for the KFC chicken bowl or the
yeah.
It's like, let's take away your adulthood and put everything in a bowl. Here you go, little fella.
Right.
I just want to say how angry I am because I went to KFC the other day, and it's been a long time since I've been.
Right.
But since I started the whole new trying to eat healthy, I was like, oh, they've got grilled options.
Right.
It was like 30 minutes before I had to start my fasting. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get some grilled stuff. I'll get some mashed potatoes, cheat myself a little bit here. And they're like, yeah, we don't do grilled anymore.
What?
And I was like, Hulk mad, so angry. And I was like, well, I can't go anywhere else because I had my old man and his mom and his son there. And so we're all trying to eat. And I was like, well, I don't want to be the one dick that's like, hey, so I can't eat anything here. So
right, we got to go.
Yeah.
So they don't do like the power menu stuff anymore?
Nope. They had nothing grilled.
Wow.
I have a dear friend from California, and we were talking about food stuff when I was visiting
Right.
her, and she's a vegetarian, and we were talking about that. How in the South we put meat in everything. It's like, oh yeah, we got beans. I know you eat beans for your protein stuff. It's like
Right.
you can't eat our beans though. It's like why?
It's got
like
bacon.
well, ham hock or something like that.
Yes, yes, that's
Green
true.
beans has.
Yep, bacon. If you're not cooking bacon and your green beans, most of the time green beans are shit. Now, let me give you a recipe real quick. Sorry, just jump in like this. A recipe real quick. Look, you can take some green beans with some butter and with some seasoning salt and with a little bit of beer. Cheaper the beer, the better. And you can cook them like brats, and they are fucking fabulous. Fabulous. No pork needed. Northern beans, white northern beans though, you better get that fucking ham hock in there, because it ain't gonna be shit without it.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Well, the first job I had, I worked at a restaurant on Bear Creek. Everybody knows what it is, but I won't
Okay.
say the
Yeah,
name.
we
but,
won't name drop.
But I always laugh because they had crackling cornbread, which was so greasy because of the pork cracklings in
Yep.
it that you could put it in a brown paper bag and turn that sucker clear.
Oh man.
Sounds wonderful, that doesn't it? What are you fasting from?
Oh, I'm just doing the intermittent fasting. So like I'll
Which
start
is what for our people?
Oh, okay. So, mine is set up, and you can do it in different increments, but mine's the 8, I think. Yeah, 8, 16.
Okay.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, yeah, I had to make sure that that's still equal 24 hours in a day. So I'll start eating at 12, and then I'll eat until 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And then at 8 o'clock, I'll cut myself off. The only thing I'll have is like water or lemon juice, or, you know, with lemon or stuff like that, or tea with no sugar or anything like that. It's real boring. It sucks real bad because I get up in the morning and I go to the gym. And so then I'm starving by the time 12 o'clock hits. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. And you can do it in different increments. A lot of people that want to eat breakfast will start themselves at like 8 in the morning and go until, you know, that 8-hour period. Or some people do it for 6 hours.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it changes.
Right. Okay.
But I have an app for it.
Dude, apps make dieting so much easier. Like, if you tried to diet before you had, like, smartphones, like, you had to really, like, pay attention to labels. If you ate out, you're going to have to find some random list of there's. Now you just punch that shit in your phone. It'll tell you that 6 wings from this place is, you know, 1,200 calories. And you can calorie count, like, from anywhere. I mean, it's anywhere. It's the best thing in the world. People dieting, go ahead and try calorie counting again with your smartphone. It helps so much.
Yeah, and now, like, a lot of them, you can actually scan the barcode. So if you don't feel like entering in, or you're like, I don't know, there's 4 different options for this.
Right.
When I type the name in, you can just scan the barcode, and it'll tell you all the ingredients. It'll tell you what the serving size is, stuff like that.
You can tell them that you ate 4 of the 5 wings, and it'll tell you how many calories. That generalization of how many calories and stuff. When I counted calories, I think I was doing like, I want to say 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. And I dropped weight good. And it wasn't just one of those quick dieting things. Like, you just started eating smaller portions, and it helped. Now, I've obviously fell off. But it was a good option, though. I really enjoyed it. I didn't feel exhausted. I didn't feel like I was starving. You know, it was a good thing. So...
always struggle with the fact that the best foods are the worst for you.
Oh, yeah, and they're the cheapest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we talked about that at Super Bowl because we were talking about Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
And he was like, the best ones. Like you were saying about the cornbread, they're going to turn a bag clear.
Yes. That's wonderful.
Well, it's... I don't know the form. I've never been to culinary school, but apparently grease tastes amazing. Or,
Yeah.
You're like, I don't really know, but yeah.
What is this flying around?
the stink, little stink bug.
Is it a stink bug?
Yeah.
Can you grab that thing?
Don't. You just freak me out.
Dude, it was over here earlier. I was like, what the fuck is that flying around?
He was chilling on the screen there, just
Right. Motherfuckers. Anybody battling stink bugs? They told me in the winter them bitches were going to be gone. No, don't worry about it. The winter will be gone. fucking lying.
Lies. Both face.
Our guest today, the fucking stink bug. You know?
He would like to explain why he's not going away. During the winter.
Right. Please give me a reason, you know? So, but yeah, I still haven't received my trophies yet from Wish. I ordered some trophies for Shut Up and Game, which I talked to GameSpot today, y'all, and they were very accepting of this, and I'm supposed to speak with some people at corporate, and maybe we can work something out with them. So I'm not a huge GameStop fan, but they are like the leading like retailer for video games right now, probably besides Walmart.
Yeah.
So I'm down to work something out with them and see. You know, they're like, we can do it here, and I was like, I don't know about that, bro. You know, I don't know if I want to do it at games, but I would love to slap their label on as a sponsorship or whatever it may be.
I think the big thing sometimes with places like that hosting, they think it gives them a better chance to control the certain
Aspects of it.
Because many years ago, back when I played Madden tournaments up at Opera
Oh,
Mills,
you used to do Madden tournaments?
I did. They'd have once a year, and I'd go. Always thought it was good. Then I go. It's like, oh no, the basement dwellers are much better than I am.
Yes.
But went 2 years in a row. Got it handed to me forever, both times. But they'd have, everybody's like, get excited. Well, naturally, when I compete, I have a Bill Belichick kind of just like I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. This is exciting.
Right.
Let's party.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, aren't you excited to be here?" And I'm thinking, I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, drive 2 hours to get up here.
Right. There will be none of that. Our competition will start in the afternoon. There will be no getting up at 6 in the fucking morning. I don't want to game that early. You don't want to fucking game that early. So, but yeah, I haven't got my trophies yet. And I was told that Wish had vamped their system where people were receiving their packages faster. That was apparently a lie too.
What's with all the bold-faced lies?
Right. Like,
why?
And I've noticed too, I don't know if you guys have, a lot of companies don't have a customer support system. Not even Facebook, the one we're on right now.
No.
It doesn't have a number to call.
So angry. Yes.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
So I bought Christmas presents from Walmart. Like I did all my shopping from Walmart. Done.
Yeah. .com or the store?
.com.
Okay.
So they have all the third-party vendors where it ships from different places.
Right.
So I ordered a vacuum, one of the nice like Roomba off-brand Roombas. So I get it right out the box. It's not working. Like
Wow.
we opened it up. She opened it up on Christmas. She's like, "Oh my God, yay!" And so we plugged it up, and it ran once, and then it beeped, and it would not start back up at all.
Wow.
We charged it, did the whole thing, read the instructions, nothing. So I was like, okay, no problem. I bought the warranty with it. Let me go through and message about that. Well, as I'm looking up the warranty, like I see where all these people have reviewed their customer service for this company.
Right.
And they're like, man, you will not get a response until after your like
Warranty
return date is already expired. Like no one's gonna get back to you about the warranty. And when I tried to do the warranty, actually it kept popping up a message after I found the review, stuff like that, that, oh, well, you're within your 30-day or 60-day whatever. Why don't you just get a new one? Pretty much, paraphrasing. So, message customer service and went through Walmart to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hear anything. Did it again.
Nothing.
Didn't hear anything. So then I actually messaged Walmart.
Right.
And I was like, I've read the reviews for this. I'm super unhappy. Like, I'm gonna sue. Like, I'll spend the money for it. I'm angry about this.
Right.
Don't take my money and not send me a product that works. Well, shout out to Walmart. Thanks. Because you just let me keep it and gave me my money back.
Nice.
They were like,
Nice.
you can throw it away.
Oh, wow.
And I still never heard back from their customer service, like, ever.
Wow.
Even after I messaged them and I was like, so your reviews are shitty and I'm going to sue you, like, nothing.
Oh, no. No,
They're like, I don't care.
There's stuff, there's apps and there's services. I'm not gonna name any names, that involved money like stocks and investments and stuff I was digging into, and like I didn't have a lot of problems with them, but I wanted to reach out and ask a few questions. You know, I had money, you know, hundreds of dollars tied up into this stuff, and it was like a forum where you would type in what your problem was and it might give you, but it had no contact number. I mean, Facebook doesn't have a contact number. And like when you call the Facebook number, it will redirect you through like an automated system, and it'll be like, Facebook does not have a call center and blah, blah, blah. One of the hugest, if not the hugest company there is, you know what I mean? And
Gotta be up there.
yes, gotta be up there, and you don't have a call center? Like, we should make a list of these companies and try to avoid them. Like, why do you want to do service with someone that has no customer service?
Yeah.
You know?
I think in some cases, especially in the case of like the Roomba thing, that's the difference from a company that's maybe worth $1 million versus $1 billion thing like Walmart.
Right.
They understand people's where the money is. It's not that they really care about your problems. It's just in their best interest to
make
handle.
it seem like they
Yeah.
care.
Yes. Yeah, somebody. Give me something. I don't care if it's, you know, overseas. I'm not against necessarily that. If it's just an overseas call center, I don't care if it's a privatized prison call center. Give me somebody to talk to.
Well, I find it funny because it's just observation.
Yeah.
Like German manufacturing. One of the big things I went to Munich one time, and they do cuckoo clocks. These wonderful, elaborate things that are expensive. About $500, $600 American.
Right.
Lifetime warranty. Like, they guarantee it. Some people are like, well, what's a lifetime warranty? It's like, well, these people only been making clocks 300 years. So,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's like some of the car companies.
Yeah.
Come to find out, a lot of the car companies started out as stagecoach companies. You've been building cars since before cars. You know what I mean?
well, here's the kicker: boats. I mean, like, we don't deal with them because we're not, you know, in that money
Yeah,
range.
we're
but the
landlocked,
people
too.
who build like freighters and stuff like that, they've been building icebreakers forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. That's it's crazy to think.
and
the
those
business-
places have customer service because they
Yes.
know.
They know keeping the customer happy, especially in a day and age where I can go online and I can post this review up and fucking let the world know in one click how they fucked me.
So, have you ever seen the restaurants where you respond, like you put like a little, I don't know if you've ever had this for you, but like you post a review in the restaurant, actually the mom and pa types get in touch with you,
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to figure out, it's like,
Yeah.
what did we do wrong?
Yes.
There's one here in town, and I still need to go claim my free meal. Hello.
Oh, you're good.
But had terrible experience, and everybody else had talked about how great this restaurant was. And since then, I've had good food. I just, you know,
Yeah,
but
one time.
yes, because I walked into this establishment and nobody was up front, so walked around to where the bar was, stood there for a good 10 minutes, and then sat down and made eye contact with a girl. And I had somebody with me, and we're both looking, and she literally just like made eye contact and then went back to playing on her phone.
Yep.
We tried to get her attention. We were like, can we get some drinks, something?
Hook us up.
Nothing. So I went and wrote on the Facebook. I was like, you know, to hear such good things about this place and to have this type of an experience, you know, this is absolutely disgraceful.
Right.
And the owner of the restaurant got in contact, and he was like, first of all, what did this waitress look like? You know,
Right.
What night did it happen? And as soon as we walked out of there, I got on my phone. I was like, I'm leaving a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
review. Like, I'm pissed. And explained everything, and he's like, I'm so incredibly sorry. Here, you know, you and whoever you were with come back, get a free meal, and it's on us, whatever you want.
Right. So it's crazy, and like poor churches when they came here. They I name drop churches, but they're not here anymore, so I can't
Yeah,
hurt
they're
the
closed.
business. Yeah, but when they came here, there was so many people that were like, I pulled up, nobody said anything. Is something flying around here?
Yeah, our little friend. Oh, there he is.
Where?
Going towards the light.
Yes.
There.
What the fuck? I blame the warm weather.
He's ready for that interview.
Right.
He said, "Excuse me, sir. Let me tell you why I have not left."
So, but churches, you would go and you would order, and or you would try to order. Sometimes they wouldn't even come on the intercom. It was crazy. I was like, how is this happening? You know, who is in here managing? To the point they had to close the damn doors. They're like, we couldn't have anybody fucking serve us. We gotta close these fucking doors, man.
Well, I have the story that's completely opposite of the best, just apologetic service of I was down at a chain store in Madison, Alabama.
Right.
And won't drop their name or anything,
Right.
but they were supposed to open at 8 o'clock. Well, the guy comes to the door, we're there waiting.
Yeah.
And he apologizes. He's like, my cooks didn't show up on time.
Yeah.
And he's like, you all can go in there, sit down, order your drinks and all that stuff right there.
Right.
And it's like, the meal's on us.
Oh, nice.
It's like, if y'all are willing to be patient enough, it's our fault.
Right.
And go sit down and just like, and he went around checking on everybody, make sure,
Everybody's good.
which they have some of the best waitresses, just like friendly wise.
Were you at Twin Peaks?
No.
No.
I don't think I've ever ate there.
Twin Peaks has
Oh, they're
excellent
good.
food. You like them?
I love their fried pickles.
Yeah, they have excellent food, and the outfits are way better than Hooters. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Twin Peaks girls look better than the Hooters girls.
They do, and you want to know why? Because the Hooter girls got saddle ass.
Yeah. Well, the outfits, you would think they would, I'm pretty sure there's a bra built into some of the Twin Peaks outfits. I don't know. Anybody work at Twin Peaks listening? Is there a bra built into your shit? You know what I mean? Like the push-up? I don't know. But
Well, my issue with Hooters is, just opinion on it.
yeah.
It's basically giving you an eye show to hide the fact the food's average at best.
Yes.
Now, Twin Peaks food is not average. It's good.
Good.
It's good food. And the beer is cold. Cold beer. Nice beer. I think I get, what is it called? Is it the Blondie? It's like a light longer. I don't know if it's called the Blondie or not. I think it's.
I don't know. Y'all know I don't do beer.
Oh, that's right. You're
Except
not
for
a beer.
craft beer. I love.
It's good.
I'm
good.
a hippie. What up?
So,
I feel bad because you're saying cold beer. It's like dark room temperature beer goes good with beef. So
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
right.
it's just the fact I like heavy German foods
Right.
and dark, warm. Well, not warm. It's still room temperature beer.
Right.
Helps that go down so smoothly.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, Oscars are tonight, right?
Yes, real quick before we move away from the food, I gotta tell y'all what happened to me earlier because I've been waiting for it to happen. So I went to go eat, and I'm gonna name drop McDonald's.
Okay.
So was gonna order a burger, and normally I just get meat and bun, but today I was feeling fancy. Figured I'd get cheese. I'll hate myself later, whatever.
Right.
But I told the little guy, I was like, this is what I want. I was like, but just meat and cheese.
Right.
Tell me why he took it literally.
Oh,
When
no.
they gave me my food, I thought it was like a salad container. And I was like, what
Yeah.
happened? But tell me why, even though I said meat and cheese, there's a piece of lettuce stuck in it.
Oh no.
And I felt so bad for the little guy. 'cause
So
I
there was no bun at all?
No, there was no bun.
He
It was
gave you
just,
the Atkins burger. You remember? Yeah. I used to order my burgers like that.
But I mean, I feel like it shouldn't have been taken that literal.
Believe it or not, I think sometimes in the case of people that are that serious about their diet are also ones that will give a firm ass chewing.
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
on a bun.
What is it, the Karens?
Yes.
Karen gonna get your ass.
Carol, Karen,
Yeah.
Susan.
Yes, can I
Deborah.
speak to your manager, please? Always. Those people are the, they're the meat and potatoes of the restaurant industry.
I'm making a baby name book, by the way.
Yeah?
Yes, and my first child is going to be, it's going to be spelt like shh, but it's going to be pronounced and its middle name is going to be Kit.
Okay.
Yes. Also, another child is going to be named Maximus Annoyance.
Yeah.
It'll go by Annoyance or And for short.
Yeah.
And then Cooter Destroyer.
Cooter Destroyer?
I'll call it Coot.
Coot. A little coot.
There was a comedian, I think in the early 90s. I can't remember his name. His joke was his first kid would be accident, second kid mistake, and third kid Harry Houdini because he'd have to be a damn escape artist to get through.
fucking Michael Phelps swimming. Yeah, for sure. So, neither one of you have kids, correct?
No.
Nope.
No? So are you considering having kids at some point, or is this like a never gonna happen thing?
I'm going to have to take the bullet for my friend group because there's 3 of us. One of them's already decided that she's never having children.
Right.
The other one, I'm sure she will eventually.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to be the one that takes the bullet.
Yeah?
And have kiddos. So,
Josh?
which is fine.
Kids?
I'm Uncle Buck.
Okay. So let me tell you a little advice about having kids. All right, kids are great. If you can keep your
The buck is behind you.
if you can tell her, if you can have kids and keep your family together, that's the best way to do it. But kids aren't the hardest part. It's dealing with other people when you have your kids, and it's a lot of miscommunication and trying to understand each other, all this shit. It's tough. You know what I mean? It gets tough. So if you have children, both of you, make sure you do it with someone you want to be with the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Make sure you do it, and with somebody that you really want to do that with. Don't have no kids on the humbug or for any bullshit ass reasons. And I'm not saying I did, you know what I'm saying? The first one was a surprise, the second one was planned, but it's tougher. The children aren't the hardest part to me, by no means. Now I'm sure there's some kids with some special needs and it makes it tough, I get that. Now I'm not saying that, but every day, healthy child, no special needs or anything like that, it's pretty rewarding feeling, Well,
I have the nephews, which I told you about. Then the oldest one has Asperger's, which is it's bad, but yet the most amusing disease. Well, I don't want to say disease, condition, because he's honest. To the point, like, does this dress make me look fat? Like in the case of his mother, it's like, you were before the dress was on. It's just like the brutal honesty that comes from him is priceless.
Right. He needs to be on the podcast.
well, the funny part about it is he also a straight A student.
Oh, of course.
And like so focused in to and it's wonderful too because like there's no entitlement, like where some kids are. I've seen my mother has friends that have kids, like they make all A's. They're like, well, where are you going to go buy me? For him, I can do better because I have a 97 in this class. There's 3 points to raise it.
Right.
And you're just like, well, we're going to go out to eat. It's like, no, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, there it is.
It's like he wants chicken, going back to the nuggets.
Right.
Chicken nuggets are like his
thing.
Yeah, that's all he cares.
And it's like living without all the outside influence, all the outside bullshit that we build our ego and facade around, so it's always interesting seeing people with like Asperger's and stuff because they don't have all that extra bullshit that our masks that we put on and stuff, man. They're honest, they are who they are, they like who they like, they don't like who they don't like, and they're gonna tell you why. And
genius level IQs for a good portion of them.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard people hear people talk. It's like, well, one day we'll be able to cure certain disorders.
Right.
It's like, why would you want to cure something that possibly could be the secret to our genius?
Right.
Like all of a sudden you get rid of that, and all of a sudden there's no more,
breakthroughs. Yeah. I mean, if you get rid of that, let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you don't have Pokemon either. No. one of the biggest brands ever.
Well, here's the thing. Might not have nuclear physics.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't diagnosed during Einstein and the...
Right. You know, they always say the cure for cancer could have been in, this person, but instead we never gave him a chance, or we killed him off, or whatever, So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about. I don't know.
Speaking of killing off, I have to ask a question.
Okay.
Because I watched a morning YouTube show series, whatever.
Right.
And they did an episode of where they asked a lot of their fans, so if you had to do this, or if you just had to do this one option, would you? And then they did a vote, and then the hosts voted and, saw how they compared to the fans.
Right.
So one of the questions was, if you could go back in time and kill Hitler, would you?
And that affects a lot of scientific and medical breakthroughs if you get rid of Hitler.
Actually, yeah, concentration camps, open heart surgery.
Yeah. Deadpool couldn't even do it. In the movie Deadpool, on the scenes behind the credits, he goes back to kill Hitler as a baby, and he couldn't pull the trigger. That's weird, I know, but yeah.
Sad part is 12 million people died because of him, but the world's a whole different place without, because Nazism or fascism is not frowned upon if Hitler doesn't have his concentration camps.
Wow.
I mean, it's a sad truth. You need to see mass atrocities to realize maybe this way of thinking is not good.
Yeah, for sure.
But don't
Tulsa. Yeah.
Don't you think that, so the butterfly effect, but don't you think someone else maybe would have taken that place? Like, if it wasn't a Hitler himself that did it, but maybe somebody else.
Here's one of the big things to think about. In World War II, we'll go to Hitler because that's where we're at. It took Eisenhower sending officers to concentration camps for the Americans to actually fight the Germans harder. We fought them lighter because we seen them eye to eye. We seen our own faces as Americans because we have a lot of German blood in it. We see it as white versus white. Versus in the Pacific, when we were fighting the Japanese, that's a whole different culture. We could take their humanity away and...
Right. And he's not, and don't, I know you guys are listening to Josh, he's not speaking, from his own beliefs. He's speaking as, a historical, the way they seen it back then, and, so just vibe with it for just a second here. This isn't like Josh. Josh isn't a racist or nothing.
Oh, no. Personally, the most despicable thing is the fact I believe in free speech, but neo-Nazis, how did that survive?
Right? What's crazy about it is, a lot of them are children of American vets and stuff.
Yeah, their granddaddy fought against the Nazis.
Right, and now they're waving... I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the Hitler thing real quick. So, here's my thing, too, with it. You got the scientific and the medical breakthroughs and stuff like that. You have to figure, okay, you take that portion of history out, how much longer would those breakthroughs have been made, and how many lives would have been lost to the lack of those breakthroughs versus how long it took us to get the breakthrough. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
well, there's another thought that comes to mind too. You take the medical part of World War II out, right?
Right.
And you give it to the next monster in line to be the problem, right? That's probably Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin's army was about 4 times the size of Hitler's.
Yeah.
And it was communism, where the human life doesn't matter anything. It's the means, the ends. The end, was it the end begets the means or whatever?
Yeah. For the greater good.
Yeah, for the greater good. I mean, this guy's famous quote is, "One man's death is a tragedy, a million's is a statistic."
Yeah. There it is.
So, Hitler's horrible, but at least it brought the world together to stop that versus what could have been.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So, kind of give us some more. What else did they talk about on the show? What did they have in mind?
So, another one of the hosts, of course, all of them were kind of astonished by a lot of the fans, because a lot of the fans, the majority was no, I wouldn't. And I'm sure that it came from those type of aspects with, you know,
Right.
bringing everybody together and getting these major breakthroughs. But to them, your first instinct when you hear that, if you're not educated on what came from all that, would be, well, yeah, all these people died, so why wouldn't I want to prevent that?
Right. Right.
And then they had a guest on, and the guest was thinking, okay, so I'll go back in time. I won't kill him. I was like, but I'll be the influence that he needed to not do these things, and I'll be the art teacher that told him no, which kind of sent him into a down spiral and get him into art school. Right. But then that's what brought me to the whole thing of, well, if he didn't do it, who would have? Yeah.
Yeah, well, they gotta realize too. Wasn't Hitler was going crazy from syphilis
and other things. He also had Parkinson's, I believe.
Yeah, like he had some illnesses that were making him not in his right mind.
A lot of the videos, if you ever really pay attention, Hitler's hands aren't to the front of him. It's because of the Parkinson's, because of the constant shake. So a lot of videos you see, he's walking around with his hands behind his back,
right.
Crossed. So you have that issue. You got the possible syphilis.
Right.
For all we know, whatever drugs might have been, there, because cocaine or something like that might be a thing that exists because you're getting it from South America, but you don't see it that way of, it being a powerful drug. And the thing is, he's one man. People forget about Himmler, Mengele, like the whole makeup of that party. He's just the spokesman. The others are there just as bad.
Okay, was this Thomas Paul Williams? To quote Men in Black 3, where there is death, there will always be death. Okay.
Hi.
Well, there's a comic. I'm a comic book nerd. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Love them death. And there's one of my favorite villains is a time traveler at times, which is Doctor Doom.
Right.
Well, in his origins, he's also a gypsy. Right. Which was also a group of people that Hitler put in concentration camps.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this wonderful scene in one of the comics where he's in the 40s for whatever reason, and he's overviewing Hitler.
Right.
And he's like, I could end you now, but your justice is coming in time. And that's the whole aspect. It's like, why are you, I'm not going to change time, because you do get yours in the end.
Right. Something to bring up too, we're talking about comics and time traveling and Nazis and everything, is they are talking about, now that Marvel has the rights to the X-Men, that they are possibly not going to do the original Magneto and Professor X origin story, because Magneto is a Holocaust survivor and it would put him too old to do anything.
If you look at the other comic book characters that they're talking about bringing in, you're talking about Holocaust survivor too old.
Yeah.
Reed Richards and Ben Grimm are World War II fighter pilots.
Right, yes.
Frank Castle was a Vietnam vet.
Yeah. So they're talking about they're going to have to rework all of their origin. They talked about making Professor X and Magneto black and having to jump their stories to civil rights just to make their ages kind of...
There is a possibility, for something like that.
Yeah.
And the others, I think a lot of the war vets are talking about getting knocked up to Desert Storm.
Yeah, Desert Storm, or even the younger ones, they can put them in Iraq now. Yeah. So, that's something, a possibility. So,
and that could be really fascinating.
Yeah. They're talking about making Magneto Denzel Washington. Can you imagine a Denzel Magneto, man?
Didn't he play Malcolm X at one time?
Yes!
Bringing that character back.
Yes, because the characters are based on Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. A lot of people don't know that. Professor X, Magneto, Martin Luther King, Professor X.
Huge civil rights.
Yeah,
from the 60s, that was their...
Yeah, that was the thing.
Which, that's why I always like Marvel. There's always undertones of, humanity behind the characters.
And then not only that, they say there's no good guys and bad guys in Marvel. There's only agendas. People have their own...
Well, it goes back to my favorite character, which I think I may have told... I know I told Jeff.
Yeah.
The reason why Dr. Doom is my favorite character is he believes he's saving humanity by taking away free will.
Yeah.
He goes to 200 different timelines, and only one, humanity doesn't kill itself.
Right.
And that's the one where he is ruling it with a benevolent iron fist.
Wow.
That's characters.
Marvel Phase 4, they're introducing Doctor Doom, correct?
I believe so. They've mixed the rumors up all over about who's going to be the...
Where?
I personally would love to see him in Black Panther.
Yeah, well, I know they're putting Storm in Black Panther. Rihanna's playing Storm. I don't know if anybody...
I wouldn't be surprised if Namor's in it, too.
Yeah, Namor might be.
Because the big three for... these three characters, Namor, Black Panther, and Doom, are all actually origins from Fantastic Four.
Right, correct.
Their first appearances.
Which they just announced today.
Yeah. So what you end up getting there is they're all leaders, rulers. So there's this weird respect they have for each other because of the fact, like, nobody else in the Marvel universe is overseeing a country.
Right, exactly.
So Doom is like, well, he's a tyrant. Well, Black Panther looks at it, well, he's also got the right because it's his country.
Right.
So I'm hoping, I would love to see them do something like that.
Right.
Have some UN action between like these and just play off the thing that it's not necessarily good and evil.
Right. It's just an agenda.
Yeah.
An agenda. So we've got 10 minutes left. We got to hit these Oscars real quick, Rachel.
All right.
Thomas Paul Williams said he is a time travel freak. You must be a big fan of Flash then, because Flash is all about multiverses and going back and coming forth, and yeah, it's a hot mess of shit. But anyways, go ahead. Let's go with these Oscars.
Okay, so I have all the nominees. So nominees for Best Picture are 1917. Didn't see that. Ford versus Ferrari. What is that?
I hear they're both good movies. I haven't checked them out yet.
In 1917 World War I movie, I think they're trying to find a brother or something like that. There's a message.
Is it like Saving Private Ryan all over again?
Actually, it's before, I think, a massive slaughter charge, and they're trying to get the word "don't do the charge." I think is the essence of it.
Okay.
Gotcha. Joker.
Okay, Joker. You want to chime in on Joker?
Joker is really interesting. Definitely a mental illness kind of movie. It's not exactly your Batman Joker, because there's a lot of undertones of how the movie really ended because you're dealing with like a schizophrenic, and there's like this reality he's seeing. Well, when you go back and they'll show something, didn't happen at all like that.
Right. Spoiler alert.
Oh, whoops, sorry. The movie's been out long enough. It ain't a spoiler. You should see it.
Look, so the vibe I got from Joker was this. It was a movie about mental health and society dealing with mental health on a level of how our system deals with mental health, and it included Batman characters. It really didn't feel like a Batman story. Not saying it wasn't a good movie. It was a good movie, but if you're going in there looking for a Dark Knight or something like that, that's not it. It's really not for kids at all. No. Period. Your kids will be bored to shit.
There's zero action.
Yeah, zero action. So somebody posted, "Oh, it's action packed." I'm like, you did not watch that shit. You are lying in your teeth. So, anyways, go ahead.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If any of you have seen that, don't let me know because I want to watch it.
Okay.
Parasite, The Irishman.
The Irishman was good. I liked it. Did you see it?
I did not see it. I think it's that Goodfellas kind of feel from what I've seen.
It has a lot to do with the union.
Hoffa?
Yes.
Okay, it's mob based to me then.
Yeah, I mean, it's mob based, but it's not that mob. You know what I mean? It's
Jimmy Hoffa and
yes, and the union and all that. If you GM listeners, watch that shit.
Old-fashioned Teamsters.
Yes, yes, it is very much so tied in to the auto industry and everything. So watch that shit. Go ahead, sorry.
All right, Little Women. I want to see that.
Which one? Hold on, what was that?
It's the new one. I think it's got Meryl Streep in it.
Okay.
If y'all are on here, don't like hate me for that if she's not in it. But I just feel like I saw her in a preview. Jojo Rabbit.
Well, we talked about that parody off of World War. Well, this kid born in Nazi Germany or raised in Nazi Germany, and his view of it. I think meets a Jewish girl, so he's dealing with his reality versus, well, he's dealing with two different realities. It comes across her reality and the German reality.
Right.
So it's a dark comedy more so than anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Marriage Story. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's always a bunch of movies I don't know. Like at least. So what is that? What are those nominated for? Is
Best Picture.
So all of those are Best Picture?
Yes, all those are nominated
wow.
for Best Picture.
Wow.
Best Actor, we've got Jonathan Pryce, Adam Driver, Antonio Banderas.
What
There we
is
go.
Antonio Banderas
Pain and
nominated
Glory.
for? Okay.
Everybody says his name. Don't hate me. I don't know. The one that plays Joker.
Say it.
I don't know how to.
Joaquin Phoenix?
one that-
Joaquin
yeah.
Phoenix?
Yeah,
Or-
I can
Okay.
finish whatever.
Last name's Phoenix?
I know Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then Leonardo DiCaprio is up for Best Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm gonna watch it tonight and see how it is.
Let's see. Do we care about Best Supporting Actor?
Sure, roll it one time. Let's see.
Anthony Hopkins, Brad Pitt, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, and Tom Hanks.
That's all for the
Best Supporting Actor.
right. So Joe Pesci. That's gonna be the Irish.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Joe, back into...
And Al Pacino. Both
Yeah,
of them.
both.
For,
Yeah. Al Pacino, they all do a good job, but they never not deliver. There's not a movie where I'm like, okay, they didn't do good.
I'll be honest. Al Pacino seems like all of his characters changed after Sin of a Woman.
You think so?
He started the yelling afterwards.
Well, yeah. That's what I pay. If I pay him to be in a movie, his ass better be yelling like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, the Sin of a Woman basically created Al Pacino 2.0.
Right. So, what other categories we got?
Best Actress,
Yeah, let's roll one for the women.
Renee Zellweger, Cynthia Erivo. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Scarlett Johansson.
What is Scarlett Johansson nominated for?
Marriage Story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Charlize Theron. Oh no.
Charlize Theron, yeah.
Yeah. And then her last name is Ronan.
Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not going to say that either.
That S one.
I'm blind as a bat.
Sorry about your name.
Sorries?
Yeah, that seems right to me.
I haven't seen Harriet yet. You know that? I need to watch that. I didn't even know it was out yet.
I feel like it'd be a good movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Harriet
Let's see.
Tubman?
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actress.
Hey,
Kathy
don't hate us. Richie Cabrera, we know you got a podcast about movies. Our podcast ain't about movies. We can't pronounce these motherfuckers' names, okay? My bad. Her bad.
I'll be honest.
Look, I did good to
Most of the people I deal
graduate.
with are like been dead for 400 years.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Richie though. They have Richie posted. What is the name of your podcast? It's like the Video Rewind, and they review like
I feel
old
like-
90s and
Yeah, I feel
80s
like we talked about
movies.
it during
Check it
season
out.
one.
Check it out, y'all. So big shout out to him though. He always comes through and drops us at least one message saying what up or something. So yeah.
That hurt. That hurt when you said those old 80s and 90s movies.
Yeah,
it back.
that hurt, yeah. The ones that are filmed at 24 frames per second. Yeah, I know about that. So, yeah, I missed that. 60 frames per second looks like a home video to us, to people that are used to 24 frames. You
Went
know?
back and watched Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
It felt so weird.
You know, I still watch that. You know why? You didn't like the original Ninja Turtles?
Man.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I watched Pokemon. See, look, I can't even say it. Fuck. Whatever. I'm done speaking.
Okay.
I'm a mind.
You
for
watched
the rest of the
Pokemon
video.
growing up?
Yeah.
Okay, so the original Ninja Turtles movie was super dope for its time, but I heard it was supposed to be like a flop. Like they gave it bad reviews when it came out, and then the toy sales and everything went through the roof, and it became like cult classic almost.
It's weird because at the time you have the Ninja Turtle comics, which were dark,
Yeah.
the cartoon, which was really light, in this movie, which was really dark.
Yeah. So it was, yeah. But that's the way you want to sell it. The movies, you want them to be dark. We have proven that because we made all these like white bread style versions of our comic book heroes and everything, and the shit didn't work out. Them companies almost went belly up fucking with that.
What I loved about like the first Batman movie, I can't believe I forgot his
Which
name.
first Batman movie?
Jack Nicholson is the Joker.
Yeah, that's
Michael
That's
Keaton
just
is-
Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
Which loved it to death. It was sort of dark, but yet it still had that old feel because
Yeah.
of the colors used.
Yeah.
The bright purple suit and stuff. Now we go to that Joker, which I love. Different thing.
Right.
Well, there's everybody's favorite Joker, it seems now, which is the much darker one.
Right.
Oh, and I can't believe I forgot his name.
Heath.
Heath
Heath Ledger. Yeah.
And you take that same character, light feeling, to dark as dark can be. Those three movies are really dark,
Yeah.
but possibly the best of the Batman movies.
Yep.
And I guess Richard Burton actually directed the first two, maybe. That's what
Tim
I'm thinking.
Burton?
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Richard Burton's actually an old English actor. One of my favorites, really.
Yeah. Tim Burton. Yeah. Tim Burton.
Tim
did
Burton,
that.
yeah.
For sure.
And of course, that's where you get that dark thing because Tim Burton.
Oh yeah. Everything he does is dark.
Yes.
Everything he touches. What? Anything else honorable mention on there?
I'm curious. They do the animated movies, right?
Yes.
I am curious
And
about.
So animated features for this year. Man, y'all know I love some like kid movies,
Yeah.
but I only recognize two names on this:
Let me see.
Toy Story 4
Okay.
and How to Train Your Dragon, the new one where Toothless finds a girlfriend.
Oh, okay. What's
But the
ones?
other ones are Claws, which I would assume is like a Christmas movie. Missing Link.
Claus? Yes, I think it's a net. Maybe
Oh,
a
is that the one
Netflix?
with the reindeer?
Uh,
Let me click and find a picture on this.
let me
Is
see
this
if it's the
one
one I'm thinking about.
I don't need to see cast. Just someone show me pictures.
If you actually show me the
Click
cast,
images.
I might be able to.
Oh yeah, Claws. Yeah.
yeah, that was actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
Don't know, I didn't watch it. I just watched something about reindeers on magical cookies and made them
was
fly.
good.
Premise for this one is mailman basically gets stuck. His rich father cuts him off, so he's got to go do mail at this poondock in the middle of nowhere where everybody hates each other.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's this old guy in the woods who basically sort of, creepy guy in the woods.
Yeah.
Well, he's a toy maker.
All right.
So they put two and two together, gives a kid a toy. Next thing you know, the kids are fixes the problem of the feud in the town.
Right.
And it's just, one of those things where he's using everybody to get what he's doing, but he's fixing the problem technically.
Right.
And same thing they've done for movies time and time again.
Right.
Like I said, it's a real good feel-good movie because, was it J.K. Simmons?
Okay.
Is the one that actually does the voice of Claus,
Oh, okay.
which is great.
Yeah. What else is on that list?
Missing Link and I Lost My Body.
Don't know
I've
about.
never heard of either one of those.
I think Missing Link's probably a Bigfoot kind of.
Is it?
I think it's something of that nature.
Well, let's look at pictures here.
Just click
I
images.
could be wrong,
What is
but
Missing Link. That is Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, look at you. All these kids movies with no kids.
nephews got nephews.
And then what is I Lost My Body? Oh, it's a Netflix thing.
You know what though? It looks interesting. It looks like, one of those like maybe not kid cartoons, a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Put
kind
one
of
adult one out of four.
Yes.
So I
yeah.
guess. But no, like you pay attention to them with nephews because you watch stuff, especially Christmas cartoons and stuff like that. It just works out.
Yeah.
Especially anything with Bigfoot. The one kid I think wants to kill a Bigfoot because he seems like he wants to be a little hunter or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Anything else on the list of
Visual effects, Lion King's nominated. Star Wars, The Rise of
Skywalker?
that one's Avengers Endgame is for visual effects.
Of course, and it should be.
If Marvel's going to be doing anything, it should be the
Visual effects.
Oh well, actually, Disney represented twice.
Yeah.
Star Wars and
3
Yeah.
times. Lion King, Star Wars.
Well,
God.
Star Wars is represented again under Best Original Music Score.
I think it's the same guy's been doing Star Wars music
Forever.
Forever.
Like, get this cake. Let me get this cake real quick.
And then, yeah, I mean, supporting actresses, like I said, Kathy Bates. Love fucking Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie in Bombshell.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh,
She
and
had
Laura Dern.
She had a big year this year.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson was in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Well, you know, she got that Disney break right now.
Well, she's in JoJo's Rabbit.
Yeah.
She plays the mother of the kid.
Yeah.
Apparently, the one up for Best Picture
Marriage.
that I yeah,
Proposal? What is it? Marriage?
No.
Like that. The marriage.
Story.
Yeah.
The marriage
I
story.
have no idea what that's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Of course, Avengers.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's going to get the same love next year because I don't think people are going to enjoy Black Widow movie.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's to the point where there is the lesser superheroes going to have a harder time. I would love to think she's going to do well because I would love to.
Well, they've got a few extra heroes in there also. So it's not just Black Widow. So.
Well, we're going to get Taskmaster, which is great because he's more of a Deadpool kind of villain.
Yeah,
kind
he
of.
is. Yeah, Taskmaster. People underestimate.
Yeah.
People that don't follow comics, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're about to witness with this. So
If they do Taskmaster to the level of what he does in the comics, it will be something special to hold.
Right, it will. So we have hit our mark. We are 5 minutes over. Is there anything you guys want to add before we dip out? Any topics?
Y'all go follow my new Instagram.
Yes. She has, what did you say, started pursuing your modeling?
Yes, my modeling. So those pictures are going to be on there. Going to start doing some makeup stuff over there. I think I talked about it on episode 1 of this season.
What is the Instagram?
It is BB_2.16.
Okay. And I'm going to put it in the comments here.
Yes, and just request to follow. I do go through and check them. But if you follow my original Instagram, that's now just going to be for like my
Everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that on the comments. So, what can they look forward to on that?
So I am gonna do some more photo shoots here soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk to you earlier about kind of wanting to do a black magic woman, witchy woman,
Right.
voodoo feel.
Right.
I'm taking some of my own pictures. Y'all don't clock me on the editing, okay? I'm doing good for for taking iPhone pictures and using them.
iPhone has a wonderful camera, though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And I downloaded the Photoshop app.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do this.
Right.
And like I said, with my makeup stuff, I'm going to put some short little videos on there. Might do some giveaways, stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting some projects together. So
Good deal.
go request to follow and stay tuned.
Yep. Keep you posted. Josh, you got anything before we sign out this bitch?
Just I'll give you a link for later to post to give you a list of the candidates for if people want to check out who's going to be running for our senator.
And what's the date on that?
I think March 3rd is
March
the
3rd,
primary.
y'all. Okay.
And like I said, I'll give you a list of those people for everybody to check out, see who they might like. And when the primary comes, go.
I just give you admin status on the page, and you can post it yourself.
Oh, that seems good.
All right. I'll do that. So you post all political posts, everything you need on there, okay?
I will do my best. Technology is not my best part.
It's easy. I'll get you right.
All right.
So, yeah, thanks everybody for checking us out. Go to the WhoDat page. We got T-shirts. We got merchandise. We got all kind of stuff. We got the Southern Fire Bells calendar. It's on the Etsy store, the WhoDat Mothership. I will put that in down here also. It is on Etsy, like I said. And the shop is the WhoDat Mothership. And you can check out all our gear. We've got a couple designs up. We're going to be designing some more very soon. Okay? And thanks for watching, man. And if you see Brandon, kick him in the nuts.
I didn't know we were fucking looking for it.
Right. Like, bruh, where you at, bruh?
Hey, and like we talked about last week, don't ask, just shove your finger up his butt.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. All right, y'all, and we are out.